The world of archaeology is always full of surprises. Every day, new discoveries are made that change the way we think about history and our understanding of the past. These discoveries have rewritten history books and provided us with new information about our ancestors and the civilizations they built. Let's find out this archaeological discovery puts scientists in shock. Pompeii. After a devastating volcanic eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD, Pompeii, an ancient Roman city, was buried under ash and pumice. The eruption destroyed the city and killed its inhabitants, a tragic story, but one that left us with a vast archaeological site and a hoard of Roman treasure. Buried under ash means no air and moisture, so buildings, objects, and cadavers have stayed well preserved for thousands of years. A great deal of our knowledge of everyday life in a Roman city is owed to the very existence of Pompeii. Kids with disabilities buried like royalty. Hunter-gatherers buried several people, including 2 adolescent boys, at a site called Sungur, a couple of hours east of present-day Moscow 34,000 years ago. When the graves were excavated, researchers found that the boys, who died at rough ages 10 and 12, and who both showed signs of disability, were buried together, heads adjacent, with 10,000 mammoth ivory beads, more than 20 armbands, around 300 pierced fox teeth, 16 ivory mammoth spears, carvings, antlers, and human fibulae laid across the chest of each child. Thousands of pits near Stonehenge. Researchers carrying out an electromagnetic induction survey discovered thousands of pits near Stonehenge. Results indicate that there may be 415 large pits that measured more than 7.9 feet, 2.4 meters, in diameter and about 3,000 smaller pits. The oldest excavated pit was around 10,000 years old and contained the remains of stone tools that may have been used for hunting. At that time, many animals roamed Salisbury Plain, including aurochs, Bos primigenius, a now extinct cattle species. Only a small number of the pits have been excavated so far. Some may have been used for hunting, like the 10,000-year-old pit, while others may have had ceremonial purposes. Archaeologists uncover once-in-a-lifetime 1,300-year-old gold and gemstone necklace. Archaeologists from Museum of London Archaeology have uncovered an ornate 1,300-year-old gold and gemstone necklace during excavations in Northamptonshire, England. The necklace, described as a once-in-a-lifetime find, has 30 pendants and beads made from Roman coins, gold, garnets, glass, and semi-precious gemstones. A rectangular pendant with a cross motif forms the centerpiece of the necklace and is inlaid with red garnets set in gold. The Terracotta Army. The Terracotta Army is another amazing archaeological discovery. This army was built to protect the tomb of China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huangdi. The army consists of over 8,000 life-size terracotta soldiers, and it is considered one of the greatest archaeological discoveries of all time. The Terracotta Army was discovered in 1974 by farmers digging a well. The army has been carefully excavated, and it is now on display in a museum near the city of Xi'an. The Terracotta Army is an incredible discovery, and it has provided us with new information about ancient Chinese culture. The army is a fascinating sight, one of the most important archaeological discoveries of the 20th century. Today, you can see parts of the Terracotta Army in the museum near Xi'an. If you're ever in China, it's worth a visit. Ghost footprints. In July 2022, archaeologists stumbled across some extraordinary tracks in Utah's Great Salt Lake Desert, described as ghost footprints. The barefoot tracks were not, of course, really made by ghosts, but by our own ancient relatives, perhaps as long ago as 12,000 years at a time when the last ice age was ending. The researchers spotted a few of the footprints by chance as they drove to a site they were working on nearby. Further investigation using ground-penetrating radar uncovered a total of 88 footprints. Researchers reckon they belonged to a band of adults and children, with the youngest child perhaps just 5 years old. These ancient people were walking across what were then extensive wetlands. One of the archaeologists, Anya Kitterman, said that these ancient footprints were a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Moai statues, Easter Island. Moai statues of the Easter Islands are one of the most mysterious and ionic archaeological discoveries ever made. These statues are the main attraction on Easter Island, a treeless remote island of Chile. Moai statues were carved by the ancient people of Rapa Nui between 1300 to 1500 AD. There are 288 Moai statues in total situated on a different massive stone platform on the island. Moai statues have a height of 13 feet and are as heavy as 80 tons. The Rapa Nui people used rocks from a dead volcano on the island to carve these statues. The D-shaped base of Moai statues allows you to move them side by side with the support of strong ropes. Injured zoo animals in ancient Egypt. Hierakonpolis was one of the most significant towns along the Nile River 5,000 years ago, hundreds of years before the pyramids were constructed, and its wealthy residents showed their status by keeping exotic pets. A cemetery excavation has turned up 2 elephants, several baboons, and a hippo, among other animals. But it wasn't all kibble and petting. Skeletons of several of the baboons and the hippo showed signs of bone fractures that had healed. Researchers think they got hurt during capture or while being tied in place. The bones would only have been able to heal while the animals were protected, though, which is how we know they were kept in captivity. Roman mosaic. In Syria, archaeologists uncovered a massive, colorful mosaic dating back about 1,600 years. It depicts scenes from the Trojan War, a legendary conflict between the Greeks and Trojans. It also shows scenes depicting the gods Hercules and Neptune. The mosaic is about 65.5 feet long by 20 feet wide, 20 by 6 meters, and was found in Raston, a town near Homs, by archaeologists from the General Directorate of Antiquities and Museums, a Syrian government agency. The mosaic was found inside an ancient building whose purpose is unknown, although one idea is that it was a public bathhouse. Syria has been ravaged by a civil war since 2011 that has left many of its archaeological sites looted, damaged, or destroyed. The Staffordshire Hoard. The Staffordshire Hoard is a collection of over 3,000 gold and silver objects discovered in 2009 by a metal detectorist in England. The hoard is believed to date back to the 7th century, and it is the largest collection of Anglo-Saxon treasures ever found. The Staffordshire Hoard is an incredible archaeological discovery, and it has provided us with new information about the Anglo-Saxon period. The hoard is a fascinating collection of artifacts, and it is one of the most important discoveries of the 21st century. It's amazing to think that the hoard was sitting there waiting to be discovered, and now it's helping us understand more about England's history. Interestingly, the name of the hoard comes from the county in which it was found, Staffordshire. A royal shipwreck. It's May 6, 1682, and the Duke of York is sailing aboard the Royal Navy's HMS Gloucester. He's an important man, next in line for the throne if anything happens to his brother, the current monarch, Charles II. But disaster strikes as the ship sails off the North Sea coast of England. The vessel becomes stranded on a sandbank and begins to sink. As the waves close over it, as many as 250 of the 330 passengers and crew aboard perish. And that was the last anyone saw of the Gloucester until 340 years later, when keen divers, brothers Julian and Lincoln Barnwell, discovered the wreck. They had set out to find Gloucester, but after 4 fruitless years, were on the point of giving up when their discovery came. Lincoln told the BBC it was awe-inspiring and really beautiful. It instantly felt like a privilege to be there. It was so exciting. And the Duke of York. Providentially, he survived, succeeding to the British throne as James II in 1685. So that's it. Please like, share, and comment your thoughts below if you liked this video. Remember to subscribe to see our next video. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.